And I was like, yeah, he did. Back in 2014, Christmas time, he was trying to take an overdose, and he was trying to get me to take an overdose. And he was saying that we'd died together the same as Romeo and Juliet did. He was saying all that, and I said no, and I grabbed the tablets off him so he couldn't take an overdose. And yeah, what else have I gone through with him? My sister says next time he'll try and poison you or something. I don't know. Yeah, there's not much more I can say really, is there? Apart from I need to stay away from Aaron at all costs in order for my mental health to recover. Because I know it is really hard, but I just need to stay away from him. He's no good. He's not right in the head. It's not normal to keep leaving someone. It's not normal. It's not normal in a relationship to keep walking out on them. It's not normal to keep looking for someone else all the time. It's not normal to be on a string of different websites, Plenty of Fish, Grindr. It's not normal to be on these websites when you're with someone, when you're in a relationship with someone. And I have seen him on Grindr before when I've been in a relationship with him. I don't know, he just leaves me really, really scared. He leaves me really scared of what he's going to do next. And it's really hard to deal with, because if it was a child, you could tell the child off. Whereas he's not a child, he's 23 years of age. And telling him off doesn't make much difference. I mean, obviously I do argue with him because of the things that he does. But he'll just say, oh, I'm going back to Redditch or whatever. So that leaves me feeling like all I asked him to do was apologise for what he done. That's all I asked him to do. He says, no, I'm going back to Redditch. No, he said, I says, he either apologise or go back to Redditch. He says, fine, I'm going back to Redditch. So I didn't chuck him out, he chose to leave. He could have apologised, he could have said to me, I'm sorry, he could have offered to I don't know. I know I keep going on about it, but I think it helps me to I think it helps me to talk about it. Because I've gone through so much with him and I haven't really spoke about it with anyone. I haven't got a counsellor, I haven't got a psychologist anymore. And it's like my friend Liam Worcester said earlier, he says you could do relationship counselling after what you've gone through. And like, I haven't got one of them, so this is the best thing I can do is to put my thoughts and feelings across onto YouTube, and then that'll help me. It's helping me. I feel much calmer now than I did when I started the video, for instance. So I know that I know these videos are helping me, because I actually feel calmer now than when I started the video, because I'm lying here in this bed here, lying here and I'm just thinking over and over again, will I ever be happy with Aaron? Can I ever trust Aaron? You know, love is not enough, it needs to be trust as well. And I've got all these different thoughts going around my head all night long, and I can't sleep because of all these different thoughts. But now that I find that once I put my thoughts on video, on film, on YouTube, I find that I can sleep better afterwards. So I know it feels like I'm going on and on and on and on, and I'm starting to feel like that now as well. But I think it is helping me to realise my mistakes with him, because I didn't really think about it. I just took him in. I just give him a home over his head. I didn't really think of the consequences of what if he does this, what if he does that, what if it. I mean, I had really high hopes when I met him. I had the feeling I would spend my whole life with him. I had the feeling I would get married to him. I had the feeling that I'd be happy with him. But it just hasn't been the case. And I think a lot of it, I've tried to change him. I've tried to make him into a nicer person. I've hoped, I've prayed, but obviously he's rejected that and decided to go down the route of hurting either me or his next partner. And I think if I stay with him, I think I will end up going down to his level, and it's just a very destructive relationship. It's an unhealthy emotional attachment. That's what Lincoln Gerger says. It's an unhealthy emotional attachment. And he's right, a healthy emotional attachment is where we're both happy. And let's face it, me and him haven't been happy for a long time. A long, long time. I don't know how to make him happy. I don't know how to trust him. I don't know how to. It's alright me loving him, but without trust. Love's nothing without trust, is it? You can't. Love just turns to hate without trust. If there's no trust there, then love won't work. It'll just turn to hate. And his family and everyone keep blaming me, but I don't know what he's saying about me for them to do that. And what he's trying to say at the moment, I'm messaging him, and I haven't messaged him for weeks. So I don't know where he's getting that from. That's obviously to wind up his new fella, isn't it? And these are the kind of games that I don't want to get back involved with. And that's why I'm looking forward to getting closer to my friend Liam Worcester, because he seems on my wavelength. He's scared to get into a relationship as well. He's had a lot of problems with relationships, and I think I could be close. I think I could get really close to him because we've got that in common there. The fact that I'm scared to get into another relationship, I'm scared to get back with Aaron, I'm scared to get into any relationship. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's 3:30 and I should really be going back to sleep because I've got to get up to walk Pep in the morning. I've got to be up by about 10 in the morning to walk Pep. So yeah. This hair dye still stuck on my hands, look. I dyed my hair yesterday, and it must be because I'm thinking about Aaron all the time or whatever, I don't know. but I'd done my hair without even putting gloves on, so I got all hair dye all over my hands, and and I've been scrubbing it off, but it won't come off, but hopefully it will come off. Hopefully. It actually sticks to your skin more than oil does, doesn't it? Hair dye. It just doesn't want to come off. No matter how many times you wash it, it doesn't seem to want to come off. But yeah, so yeah. I think it's really sad that another long-term relationship has ended like this. And I've tried to carry on as much as I can. I've took him back loads of times. But it's not getting any easier, it's not getting any better, so I need to just stay away from him for my own sanity. It's not normal for all these problems in a relationship. I mean, arguing is one thing. I would rather he argued with me, to be honest, than damaging all my stuff and stealing off me or cheating on me. I mean, arguing's one thing. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't mind arguing. It's just everything else. It's just really slow what he does. I mean, if he used to argue with me, then I could understand him more. And then that would help. I think that would help both me and him if we was to have arguments. But I get annoyed with him because I feel so frustrated. I feel so frustrated with how he is, the lying and all this, and I just feel so frustrated. And then I end up arguing with him, and then he does silly things to upset me. And it's just a vicious circle. It's not going to work out until there's a long period away from each other, until I'm happy in myself, until he's happy in himself. I don't think he'll be happy in himself though, because he wants to keep playing games. And that's fine if people want to put up with that, but not many people do, so they'll either chuck him out, or he needs to really think about his actions, because the way he's heading for being on his own, because his actions are not they're not the kind of actions that people want in a relationship, and this is why I worry about him, because I know that his actions are almost like a child trying to get attention. And no one wants that in a relationship. Not all the time. No one wants to take on a child in a man's body. No one wants to take that on. No one wants to take all that on. I mean, I've took it on for ages. I don't know why. But I think before me, I think he'd met a few men who didn't have the patience that I have, and I think he's just kind of took it for granted that I'll always be there for him. That I'm this really patient. I'm this like superhuman patient. I'm not this really patient person. I'll just take him on at any time, just take him back. And he's actually told my friends that that he can do whatever he wants, and I'll take him back any time he wants. But yeah, I mean, it just makes me feel sad and depressed all the time being with him. So I need to stay far away from him, don't I? It's the only way forward. As much as I want to be with him, it's the only way forward for me to stay far away from him. Yeah.